Hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Pair of Sympathetics. My name is Jim Wisniewski. I am a certified health and life coach living in Los Angeles, California. And with me today is my beautiful sister.
Hello, everybody. I'm Therese Westberg, a licensed clinical professional counselor, and I'm here in Chicago. Good to see you,
Beautiful,
bro.
sunny Chicago. Good to see
Sunny.
you too.
Yeah, we have a very cloudy, rainy day today, so good day for watching some movies or something.
Yeah, get the body right. Get the parasympathetic nervous system all chill, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So today we got a lot of suggestions regarding anger in this time with many states opening up, and even the ones that aren't opening up now, they're everyone's kind of relaxing some of their rules, and people are walking around, and depending on how you feel about how this should go, I think a lot of us are having some anger feelings. People who aren't wearing masks, people who are wearing masks, people who aren't sharing the road well, people who are sharing the road well. And I thought, we thought, the two of us together thought that this would be a good topic to address, since I think a lot of people are feeling these things. So I think let's jump right in and address it. What are you seeing on your end? I mean, what's happening in Chicago? Because I think there is a lot of tensions here in Los
Oh,
Angeles.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I actually feel like we can really tie this today into really what we talked about on our last video,
Yeah.
which was conflict resolution,
Right.
because we're talking about anger. But I think one of the important points about that is what is the emotion behind anger is fear. When you think about our situation, the world population is what, 7.8 billion people? I believe it's something like that.
By my last count, yes.
Yeah, I looked it up. So you have 7.8 billion people all going through the same thing. And we've never needed to get along more than now. But why is that so hard? Well, because it depends what we're afraid of.
Hmm.
And that how what we're afraid of is going to have everything to do with how we're handling the situation. So if you go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs,
Hmm.
the first and second, and they're very intertwined, the first and second needs are physiological and safety and security, right? So we are all scared right now.
Yeah.
And the difference is which fear is sparking the most in us. So physiological, that's our need for well, both of them, I'm just going to say them both together. They're both our needs for breathing, our livelihood, employment,
Hmm.
our ability to take care of our families and ourselves, our health, a safety and security, a roof over our head. That's the basic needs, and we're all in jeopardy in one way or another. So,
So would you say, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Would you say that then people are feeling like, sometimes I boil it down to love, safety, and belonging. Do you feel like people all feel like their love, safety, and belonging is in jeopardy? Or is that, you feel like that's a different topic
Well,
altogether?
it's definitely in the hierarchy of needs.
Yep.
It's a little further up. And right now, sure, we're all experiencing that, but
Yeah.
it's not causing us the anger. I think the
Right.
anger is more down to those basic needs. So if I and the point being, however we're experiencing this has to do a lot with our reactions. So the key is going to be, just like we talked about in our last video, if we go at each other like you, we're going to get defensiveness. And that's exactly what's happening.
Right.
I can't speak for all the other countries, but here in the United States, it's become very political and it's a you. And we already established that you can't win with you. It's an attack. So we're attacking each other. So let's say that you have your own company, you've worked your whole life for this company, maybe it's been in your family for years, and this shutdown is causing you to lose everything you've worked for. And now you're struggling to pay your bills, you're having the fear, again, a basic need. I can't take care of my family. I'm going to lose
Right.
everything. If that's your situation, So our fears are based on our circumstances. If that's your circumstance, you're going to be pushing to get this everything open as fast as possible because your livelihood, your life depends on it. And you're going to be angry at the people that are focused just on the fear of getting sick. You're going to minimize that because they're standing in your way and making it slower to open up in your perspective. Let's flip that. Let's say now that you're the person that, you have autoimmune issues, or you're elderly, or you have family members and loved ones that are have any of those issues, but you're financially okay. Maybe you're able to work at home. You haven't been hit that hard. Most of us have been hit in some way, but let's say that you're doing okay financially. Maybe it's strained, but you're okay. Your greater fear then is going to be for your safety. And if you've been able to, if this lockdown has psychologically allowed you to feel safe and healthy, and that all your loved ones are home safe and healthy, then you're going to resist this push to go back out there, because we all know the more we open, more people will get sick. So then that feels like a threat to you, and you're going to be angry at those pushing. And then you're going to be angry at the person that comes up to you with no face mask on,
Yeah.
because you're threatening me. You're not respecting me.
Mhm.
Same as the small business person's going to be angry at the person with the mask on, because they're thinking you're making this look like a big deal and you're standing in the way. I'm going to be angry.
Mhm.
It goes both ways. And the whole point is everyone's fear is valid. Most of us have a combination of those fears. It just has to do with which one is greater.
Yeah,
And
and
that
I
in
would
mind,
say I agree with you. I would say that the first step, in my opinion, is we've got to stop shaming each other. Feeling
right,
that, like, how dare you and how dare you and you're wrong. No, you're wrong, and try to get at what I like to call get on each other's map. That doesn't necessarily mean that you go, oh no, I think you're totally right, or you should think I'm totally right. What it means is I think exactly what you're saying is let's try to empathize
exactly.
with the other party and go, I understand why you feel the way you feel. That doesn't mean that I agree with you, but now at least I understand you. We don't have to approach this with anger. And I notice a lot of times what happens, and what's happening that's really harmful, I think, to everyone, is it tends to fall along party lines, and that's not helpful to me.
Right.
We're not a
You
political
take
show.
it
I want to say that to anybody who's watching. That
out.
is not, of course we have our beliefs. It's not about being political. It's about getting on each other's maps, right?
Right. It's respect. Same thing, right? It's about respecting and appreciating and empathizing where with what the other person, other people are dealing with, respecting those circumstances and then not stumbling on them, right?
Right.
It's being
Right.
respectful. Um,
Who doesn't like a
so
good stomple?
stumbling is not fun. You're right. I just like to say this because I think it's kind of interesting. Have you ever, you know, talk to someone, so politically speaking, someone who has different views than yours? And have you, I'm sure, because we all have gotten in little debates with people that have different views. Have you ever been in one of those debates where the other person listened to you and actually said, oh my gosh, you're right. I hadn't thought of that. Oh, you're right.
Right. Well, I
No.
liken it to,
And have you ever done that? No,
so
because
right,
we're not there to do that. We're there to change your mind, and
right.
we're not going to change each other's minds, but we can appreciate the other views and maybe learn if we'd stop being so have to be right and have to be defensive. But we have to be right. So
Right.
I'm going to stick to my story no matter how off the rail it gets, because I am not going to ever tell you that you've got a good point there.
Well,
No,
that's what getting on someone else's map does, and that's what meeting people at their emotional level does. And I liken it to a very similar thing. Have you ever seen two people going at it? They're boxing, they're hitting, and all of a sudden one drops his gloves and goes, "You know what? You win. You're right." No, we're going to keep punching. Right. The only way to get to that point is to enter the conversation with an open mind that says, "Let's hear what you have to say." And then we have to challenge our own beliefs on these things. If we don't get into a place where we're challenging our own beliefs, then we're nowhere. We're
right.
nowhere because now we're feeling affronted. Now we're feeling the you attack. You're wrong. I'm right. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to look for uh, all the biases that prove my point, right? And that's all I'm going to present to you. And I'm going to not whatever you have to say is invalid.
Right. And the irony of all of it is the more we take those stands, the slower this whole thing goes.
Yeah.
And we're all going to have to live in fear much longer because the less we cooperate, the problem's not going to go away. If you're going to refuse to wear your mask, then I'm going to refuse to acknowledge that your business is more important than my health or
Yeah.
as important as my health. If you don't care about me, then I'm not going to care about you because you're putting me at risk.
Yeah.
You're disrespecting me. So the whole key is about understanding that, right?
Yep.
Working together. If we work together respectfully, then businesses can start opening up as long as they're putting in guidelines that make everyone feel that, hey, you've thought about me, you're caring about my needs. Okay, then I'm going to come back in. So there's say hand sanitizer. Everyone's going to wear a mask as their protection. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
But if we don't respect each other, we're never going to get anywhere, and we're ironically making our problem way worse. When you watch it in our whole government, this going back and forth, it takes forever to get anything accomplished, and that's why there's no one, no, everyone's trying to be right and just fighting for the one side.
Yeah.
Both sides are legitimate in different, and there's value on both sides, and let's.
So I think then the takeaway today and what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is is part of it you have to be willing to challenge your own beliefs on something.
Yeah, yeah,
That
I agree.
doesn't mean that you always are going to come to the conclusion that your beliefs are wrong. And it doesn't mean that you're going to come to the conclusion that your beliefs are right. What it means is you open yourself up for some other perspective,
Yes,
which
I
is
agree.
which is difficult. I could say this from my own point of view. I have a tendency to recoil at being challenged. My own personal journey has always been take a breath, let's hear what they have to say, and then I have to challenge myself. I have to go, how do you know that you have the only answer here? Everyone's looking at the block from a different side, right? Where are we looking at this from? You see it there and I see it here. From my perspective, it looks like this. From your perspective, it looks like this. Let me step into that perspective for a second and see what you're looking at. Now, where can we come? Where can we draw to the center on this and go, you get a little of what you want, I get a little of what I want. And there's not so much to hell with you. I'm going to do it this way, which ultimately will probably end up being a way that might not be the safest way on both sides.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. What is that thing you get more with honey than?
you get more bees with honey than you do with sugar. I don't know.
Well, we know what we're
I
talking
don't
about.
know. Somebody write in, tell us what this really is.
That's what this is. We're gonna
You
get
get
much.
more bees with honey. That's what it is.
There you go.
I think you stop it right there.
Well,
Put the honey out, you'll get a lot of bees.
that was what it was.
That's right.
Yeah, you get it's and that's how we're gonna get past this faster is when having a spirit of cooperation, compassion, appreciation, and empathy. Not you, and you're wrong, and you're doing this to me. That's why in the beginning of this it was all we are all in this together. The United States. I mean, if we want to keep that being called the United States, then we need to start
Uniting.
uniting. Yeah.
Well, you are awesome. And I love you.
You are awesome.
And I want to thank everyone for being in this space with us today. And listen, all I want to say is check your anger, check where it's coming from, check what's going on with the other person. And then you can make an informed decision and maybe you can be open to what other people are doing. That's what I've got to say. Again, as always, I want to say we've had a couple people make suggestions for topics that they want us to tackle. We love that. We appreciate that. It's way more fun to go, hey, we're saying this to you. So that's it for today, I think.
All right, bro.
All right, sis.
Enjoy your sunny day over there.
It is sunny. I love you. Enjoy
I
the
love you.
clouds.
All right, I'm gonna watch a good movie. All right. I love you. Bye.